to retain this. So isn't it procedure right, Honorable Chair, that if someone refers to a challenge, then he proves it, so that your chair is put in a position where you can make a right choice of decision to make later on when we are writing the report.
You see, Mr. Chairman, you have had workshops with these people as auditing, as the accountability committees, and this part experienced. Whatever is being submitted by this lady is hearsay. Secondly, with the powers of the chair, we are not supposed to receive documents here, but with your powers, when they come after the last exit meeting of the Auditor General, these people, you can accept to take documents for enrichment of their report. Now, whatever this lady is saying, I don't know, I saw her when she was in, I've forgotten your name, Madam, I'm sorry. Whatever she's saying, Mr. Chairman, is not attached to your file. And as you come out with a report, you will not be having backed up information. And I don't know how we are going to proceed, whether it was deliberate, but these people know the practice. Me, I'm new in this committee. I was in the park I've been in the park for the last 10 years, but this is not the practice of Parliament. Once the Auditor General writes, you invite them, they must come back with the Auditor General's observation, recommendations, because this man says, recommendation, this is the Auditor General. He says, I advise the accounting officer to task track the review process by the system unit and ensure a timely response. Me, I would be asking, what have you done now? Then the evidence will be attached on this file. But Human Rights Commission, you are in your own world.
Thank you.
And Mr. Chairman, you need to give a serious ruling on this.
Thank you. Let me guide. We can only offer ruling after listening. And from their submission, we identify most of these issues, and that's why normally when we receive their presentation or submission, we interrogate it further. Please, I want to advise that you record down the several observations. We are going to interrogate them on these issues, but as well for the accounting officer, I want to task you, because the Auditor General is stating that the accounting officer explained, and you have to show cause what was done. If you refer to another entity, we need proof of such correspondence and the current status. So any documentary proof as to what has been done to improve on the system, which agents have you engaged, and at what stage is it?
Honorable Chair, we undertake to provide documentary evidence of whatever Director Legal is saying, because these are processes that have been taken on subsequent to this observation, and like she's saying, the new system is being launched tomorrow. A lot has been done in that regard to improve the current way of handling cases.
So which document are you going to avail the committee?
The engagements between the Commissioner and NITA-U, and at what point we exited from HURIS to the current NITA process.
So you exited from this system to now a NITA-U system?
Yes, Honorable Chair. We are exiting actually by commissioning a new system tomorrow.
Any proof that you are commissioning a new system tomorrow?
We shall provide the proof, Honorable Chair, because the commissioning is at the Uganda Media Center tomorrow. Everything has already been finalized to commission this new system.
Now let me guide. Let them respond on number 3. Then we engage them at once. You proceed and to 332. Let's record down our questions, our observations. We engage them at once.
Honorable Chair, Director complaints continues with 332.
Thank you, Accounting Officer and Chair.
The status of complaints management at the investigation level. Of course, as of 30th June, the Auditor General tells us only 36% of the total complaints received we received, and at the various stages they are. Then those which were partially investigated. So.
Thank you, Chair. The Auditor General's report highlights that in that financial year, as at 30th June, we had fully investigated 36% of the total complaints received. So that means that from receipt of the complaint to the point at which a decision is made as to what remedy should be provided to the complainant, we were able to fully investigate 36%. Chair, this does not mean that other investigations did not occur in that time. Many times investigations spill over beyond the 8 months recommended under the complaints handling manual, and as the accounting officer has stated, this is due to various issues and challenges, including our human resource capacity. We have one investigator at each regional office to handle all the cases of investigation. Each regional office has one motor vehicle. Many times that vehicle is out doing other work because we have other mandate areas. So priority is given to many times to the agent as opposed to, and so that is what leads to a delay that spills over in order for us to have the backlog that we're talking about cases that are older than 2 years and above. We, when I took on as Director Legal, we were guided that because of the caseload at tribunal, focus should be given on handling the cases that are ready for hearing in comparison, so that both processes are moving together. So yes, this is the capacity we had in this financial year to be able to conclude the investigations with the resources that we had.
I will engage it at once. Let's go on status of complaints management at tribunal level. Let's go. We are still on 3. We are going to discuss it. Now we are going to 3, and it ends at 3-4. Accounting officer, who is handling 3, status of complaints at the tribunal level.
Honorable Chair, this whole 3 is under the direct operations of the Director Complaints Investigations and Legal Services.
Yes, Director.
Thank you, Chair. When we move to complaints management at tribunal level, the finding of the Auditor General was that there was a 7.7% reduction in clearance rates during the under review, and the Commission continues to grapple with a huge backlog. There were several interventions administratively that were taken to address this, including seeking additional funding from Government of Uganda to be able to increase the number of sittings of tribunal sessions that we are able to undertake. Previously, a lot of the support towards tribunals was being managed under the Justice, Law and Order sector budget, the Governance and Security Program budget, and that funding was sporadic in nature. However, progressively we are now, since that financial year 24-25, 25-26, there is a dedicated budgeting process within Government of Uganda budget to enable consistent tribunal sittings to happen, and as a result we are able to have at least 1 tribunal session per month, at least have 12 tribunal sessions per year, and we are also raising awareness on mediation and alternative dispute resolution. This is one of the areas of capacity building that we have budgeted for staff to be able to be equipped in mediation, so that we are able to handle some of these matters before they have to reach a full tribunal sitting.
Honorable Sewungo, allow her to conclude. Let's conclude on this and we discuss it at once. Yeah, you are going to see. You are going to see.
There's something I'm seeing.
No, she's still on the floor.
Mr. Chairman, take interest in this. We cannot open.
Honorable Sewungo, let's have
the lady is reading from somewhere her responses.
Where?
There. And
Where
she has not given us copies of the same. And this gentleman
Director,
is showing out the real page. But now, for us, we are here, Mr. Chairman. I don't know. For me, I'm sorry.
Director, is that response on our record?
You will blame me, but I want to enjoy my.
I don't know.
Enjoy my rights here.
I think what is happening. This one, she's reading from this one. Okay, she's reading from this one. Okay, these are the what are the words the other one? These are the what are the words the other one? That's the auditor general's report. Okay, so that is where there is.
Assist him access a copy. Please proceed and conclude.
I'm good at using copies.
No, he has it here.
But
no, let's move on. Let's move on, please.
And that is the guidance I was seeking in the beginning when I.
Continue. No. You can guide silently. You proceed. Yeah. Director, continue and conclude.
Chair, on the issue of the tribunal sessions and sittings, I had concluded my submission. I wanted to
on aging of cases.
To speak on aging of cases. Again, like the accounting officer had alluded to, there's a history to the challenge of aging of cases. And at page 11 of our response, page 11 of 14, the guidance of the Auditor General was that the case management process should be strengthened to ensure clearance of long outstanding cases. And as we have indicated, efforts have progressively been made over the past financial year to see that the complaints management system is strengthened to enable us to be able to have all that information.
No, the Auditor General on page 21 states that partly it is due to absence of a chairperson. You didn't have a chairperson in 2024, 2025?
No, the absence of the chairperson, as the accounting officer was saying, created a lot of backlog. I think it was there was about 1.5 years.
The question is 2024, 2025. There was no chairperson?
The chairperson was there, and so progressively backlog has been being handled since the commission was fully constituted, with a first in, first out approach, and that's why the most recent cases, actually, all of the cases are pending hearing. From at page 21, you'll see that 0 to 5 years cases, all of them are pending. That is the turnover time that we actually have the capacity for right now. That's why the interventions in complaints management are very important.
Are you contented that you have cases as for 21 years still under investigation?
And maybe to add,
Chair, these ones at 21 years and above are pending hearing before the tribunal. They are not at investigation.
Director Nansamba, you could also help when you say progressively the backlog has been handled. You could help by speaking facts as to how many cases have been concluded since the commission being fully constituted. To say that since with the getting of the chairperson, we've since concluded this number of cases. It would help with facts.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Vice Chair. The current caseload that we had at tribunal level
and sitting as a full tribunal. 2020 missed 224, 2024 210, 2025 488. So our current caseload at tribunal
210, 2025 547, and 2026 428. So our current caseload at tribunal as of 30th June 2026 is 642 cases. And Chair and members, I have a copy of this that I would like to tender into before the committee.
Please pass through your accounting officer and tender in. Who is addressing 3-4? Then I open up. inspection of places of detention, accounting officer.
Honorable Chair, Director Nansamba also doubles as the caretaker director of monitoring and inspections.
When you say caretaker, who is ordinarily in charge?
The substantive director resigned.
When?
On October 2025, and the commission in its wisdom assigned the duties to Director Nansamba of caretaker director for that directorate.
You have a copy of the resignation. Were there reasons?
The former director resigned for personal reasons. All that documentation is available.
We shall need copies to interrogate.
The challenge of once again is due to insufficient funding, and the accounting officer was able to and spent government of Uganda funding, and the commission has continued to engage development partners such as for human rights, UNODC, UNFPA, EABO. So part of this development is providing additional support to our budget to increase our ability and capacity to inspect places of detention. And in financial 26-27, it is proposed to increase the budget for the Directorate of Monitoring and Inspections as well.
Yes. Now, as I open up, accounting officer, who chairs the tribunal? Beyond record.
The tribunal is chaired by the chairperson of the Uganda Human Rights Commission.
When did the tribunal last sit? Because we are seeing issues with investigation, handling, inspection. Let's first capture this record. In circumstances that the tribunal is making observation of all this, so many cases lasting up to now, some aging up to 21 years. The system of tracking up these cases is also troubling. And these are human rights concerns. Your manual requires observation of all this. So many cases lasting up to now, some aging up to 21 years. The system of tracking up these cases is also troubling. And these are human rights concerns. Your manual requires that you investigate and ordinarily handle within 8 months. What has occasioned all this?
Mr. Chairman, the AO has just said we last convened a tribunal session in December last year. That was in Moroto regional office, and which spilled over to January this year. And yes, following the Attorney General's legal opinion, the chairperson of the commission chairs every tribunal session. The major, let me say this, I think as far as I know, the only impediment to convening regular sessions is lack of money. And maybe the accounting officer can tell us something whether even this quarter, since this year began, we have never received any allocation for convening tribunal sessions. Without money, we cannot do that. We need to serve summons and hearing notices. We need to give transport refunds to the complainants and sometimes hotel accommodations. We need to pay witnesses. And where the witnesses are professionals like medical experts, we also pay a professional fee to them. And we need to transport members of the tribunal to the various regional offices. So without finances, we cannot convene any session. But
so there is a likelihood that the whole of this year you may not even have a tribunal.
If there is no allocation for the next quarter.
Who are the members of the tribunal?
The members of the commission.
Members of the commission has been on record. Why are you not meeting? because you are commissioners in your own capacity. Let's start from who? Hajati, Hajati, Commissioner Shifla. Why are you not convening tribunal sittings? And why are you not meeting? Be on record. Okay, let's start from the other side. You are still trying to recorrect. Wait, the first commissioner.
Honorable Chair.
No, let me first capture this one, then I open up.
You're so merciful to the brown lady. Why don't her answer?
There's what?
You're so lenient to the brown lady. How can she answer?
Mr. Chairman, I can answer.
Okay, answer. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, for record purposes, I'm Hajat Shifra Lukwago, a member of the Commission Council. Mr. Chairman, we are just invited to go for tribunals with the instruction of the chair, and then it's supposed to be the chair and not less than 3 commissioners. So we are waiting to be invited. We are ready.
Yes, the next commissioner.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. As commissioners, we are available to participate as members on the tribunal. We are informed when resources are available is when we proceed. And the arrangements are made by the Director, Complaints, Investigations and Legal, together.
Chair, clarification. Clarification, Chair. If I allow clarification, we shall not let them first be all on record.
But Chair,
no, don't worry. We are opening up here. You're going to just record it. Yes, are you done? Commissioner.
Yes, Honorable Chair and members, as long as resources are available, the chairperson comes up with a program for tribunals, and every tribunal session is consisted of the chairperson and the 3 members of the commission.
Okay, Honorable Pindi.
Mr. Chairman, I am hearing every commissioner talking about the resources for them to have the tribunal. My understanding is that these commissioners get monthly pay. What resources do they need to buy sumbusas and mandazi? What resources really? They have vehicles, they have fuel. What resources?
Anyway, I don't want to preempt their response. Let me first conclude. Let's have a fair comment. We don't want to preempt what other commissioners will say. Yes, Madam, the next commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. I was very clear that I'm serving my 2nd term here. So I've been versed with tribunals, how they happen. Now, as we talk, even before, it is the chairperson of the commission who assigns commissioners tribunal settings or sessions. And in this case, currently, one tribunal sits in different places, but at the same time, it is the chair who chairs all. So if it is January, it means the chair will be there for one session composed of 3 commissioners. So that's how I've been doing it. But it's the chairperson who allocates which commissioner to go where. And again, it is the secretary who provides the funds. When there are no funds, then it means there is no tribunal. So that's
yes. Are you the second last commissioner?
Thank you very much.
You can pull the microphone closer.
Thank you very much, Chair. I think for me, I'm going to differ from all the commissioners. For us to keep on referring on the resources, when we were even given the additional money, 10 billion, to cover all what we are supposed to do. Like somebody said, we receive salaries, we even get allowances, we have cars, they have fuel. Why are we not going to do our mandate? The problem is that we are supposed to be called by the chair and sit and go. Let us address issues the way they are. Let us not rotate around money, when money is there.
So you received an additional 10
billion.
10 billion. And since you received it, you are not sitting.
Chair.
No, yeah, let's. I don't want to preempt the commissioners. Okay, let's go to the last commissioner. The last commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. One is I have not received a cause list and schedule for tribunal sittings since December last year, and Chair, that is the reason why I have not partaken in the tribunal sittings.
Who prepares the cause list?
That's administrative, and it streams from the Director Legal.
Director Legal. You haven't prepared a cause list, so to you there are no cases. When we have cases of over 21 years?
Thank you, Chair. As the chairperson of the commission stated, these tribunal sessions are conducted in the regional offices. The complainants, the witnesses are facilitated by the Uganda Human Rights Commission.
Answer your part, the cause list.
I'm explaining why I have not prepared a cause list. In order for me to prepare a cause list, there must be a budget line that has been allocated for tribunal sessions. That is part of what I attach
so you are saying,
to request for the resources.
You are saying according to your budget. Clarification?
The clarification I'm seeking, Chair.
My name is Nansamba Pauline.
Nansamba?
Yes, please.
Madam Nansamba, you have highlighted that you always the cause list according to the budgetary need.
Allocation.
And allocation. Do you always have a financial budget plan?
Yes.
If you have, who is your planner?
The planner is here, sir.
So can he guide us on the same? Because for you, if there is no plan to guide the commission, that's why maybe we are loitering.
Yes, Honorable Shimosho.
That is my interest.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. And this is a procedure matter, and I'm seeking for your guidance. We have heard from more than 4 commissioners, each one of them addressing the elephant from the part they have touched. And that drives me to think that for harmonization and to get the accurate information, we put them to oath. Because they seem to be telling us different things. And in further utterances of inaccurate information, either by omission or commission, they go down and make statements and we proceed.
Chair. Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Are you
yes,
buttressing?
Yes.
Honorable Chimosho, yes?
Chair, to buttress what the Honorable Chimosho has put forward, you realize that from the chair onwards, we are told there are no resources. But there is a commissioner there saying they received an additional budget of 10 billion to handle these matters. And Chair, that puts us in a situation where we need to know the truth. So it's important that the members of the commission here be on oath and tell us the truth.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes. After him, then you.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Martin Muzali from People's Eye. Chair, maybe what we need to understand, can we look at the budget line where money for such activities is allocated? Because
the head of the institution is saying there was no money. Therefore, I could not call meetings where there is no money. And indeed, she's right. So I think what we need to do is to look in the budget and see, was there money allocated for such activities? And if not, what were their priorities in the budgeting process?
There was a procedure issue he raised
Mr. Chairman.
of whether we are getting the right information and as to whether we should put them on oath. I wanted, yes? Yes, Honorable Sewong. But in summary.
You see, we are in a terrible situation. One, these people even getting money from foreign funders. Secondly, this lady here, Madam Nansamba, is very confident, thinking that she's facing senior 6 rivers. Let me put this on record. These people, in their preparation of their documents, not revealing and giving responses, was not by error. It was deliberate. They have 212 cases they have cleared before finally handling the issues. Secondly, when we come here, I still insist, the moment you give us the items for the week, we look for information. This commission, whether you put the commissioners on oath, already you have a former member of parliament. She has told you, we got money before us. And me, I'm in the opposition. I would be attacking the government seriously by now. As if we want to believe that this commission does not get any money, which is not true. They get money. They do get money from government and foreign.
Yes.
So, by not having documents attached and the management responses by these people puts us in a precarious situation. Because what are we going to base on to write our report? By getting oral answers. Yet you gave them time to prepare.
Thank you, Honorable Nangori.
That's my...
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, when we look at the financial statements of...
You are not audible.
It moved from 10 billion to 28 billion. Actually, what they had asked was 10 billion. I don't know, it moved from 10 to 28. The director legal, she's talking about, you are right, of course, you cannot prepare the cause list and the schedule without having an assurance of the funding. But that one goes back to the accounting officer. Did you budget for this? Did you plan for it? Because if you didn't...
Accounting officer, respond quickly.
The accounting officer actually to simplify this thing, very simple.
Let him respond
and then
quickly.
The last one, Mr. Chairman, as I conclude.
No,
when we were here last
before you
time
conclude,
with the commissioners,
let
Mr.
him
Chairman,
first answer you. Maybe you conclude at once. Okay. Did you budget for that? I'm going to... Did you budget for that?
Yes, Honorable Chair. What I need to clarify is the 10.4 billion being talked about was received by the Commission in December 2024.
No, the question is simple. You are explaining. Did you budget for this?
The answer is yes, and I'd explained in the first appearance, and for the record, let me say it again. When we receive money, it is allocated in 4 quarters, as you know, in government. Now, the issue at hand, the tribunal was allocated 150 million in the first quarter of financial year 2025-2026, which ran from July to December. And that 100...
No, talk about 2024, 2025, the allocation.
I don't have it off cuff, like I had said, I was not there at the time. I'm very sure...
you don't have the records?
The records will be available. We can...
Who has the records?
I was responding, Honorable Chair, to the fact that tribunals were last held in December 2025, and today is August 2026. That is the response I was making.
Okay.
And for that particular period, 150 million was allocated in the first quarter, which was utilized between July and December. And for that financial year, there was no further allocation. That explains why we've not had tribunals from January to June.
Let me return to Honorable Chimosho. You are going to conclude. Because it appears...
If you can give me a minute with the accounting office. Just a minute. Kindly, a minute.
But I already
Mr. Accounting Officer.
Let me finalize with Nangolo. Nangoli.
Let me finish.
Conclude.
Let's finish this quarter, then we go elsewhere.
Conclude.
Now, Mr. Chairman, this one goes to the chairperson, Uganda Health Commission. It is on public domain that in 2024-2025, the Canadian Embassy wanted to give you a funding of about 70 billion to run your activities. You were in that meeting with you were not in that meeting, but you have some information about it. Tell us the truth.
I've not been in any external funders meeting ever since I came to the commission.
Okay, Madam Chairperson, about the Canadian Embassy funding the commission to a tune of 70 billion shillings. 70 billion. Ugandan. 70 billion. Where you were party, you were even in the meeting. Did you attend that meeting? And why did you withdraw along the way? What happened? You need to explain. Then the last one. When we were here with the commissioners the other day, you seem to have been waiting for the chairperson to be around so that you tell us the truth. How the commission is. Today you are quiet. You are not telling us what is the problem.
No,
are you confusing the committee?
I think that
so much.
I think let me guide on this. I think that takes me back to what Honorable Chimosho raised. In our sitting of 27th July, these commissioners appeared before the committee, and all the blame you had for failure to have tribunals was on the chairperson. Now the chairperson is present. You are being reserved. Now you cannot choose to tell the committee different answers at different times. I saw rule be put on oath, save for the other commissioner who appeared to also be worried of what her colleagues were saying.
And Honorable Chair, Chair.
Yes.
I have a request that when they are on oath, we start with this commissioner here, the lady who said they got 10 billion. She gives us her story, and that story will take us to the accounting officer.
Yeah. So the basis of my ruling is the commissioners are on record of this committee are choosing the chairperson for all resultant failure to hold tribunal meetings. And it's partly one of the reasons why we found that the chairperson is a very substantive witness to assist us understand this anomaly. Now that the observation is that their answers are different in the presence of the chairperson, I so direct that they be put on oath so that we can interrogate with certainty. Clerk.
Honorable Chair, sir. Honorable Chair, if you allow.
I've already ruled.
Yes, sir.
I've already ruled. First take the oath, then you submit.
And maybe, Honorable Chair, you need to explain the consequence of the oath.
The clerk will explain because he's administering the oath. It is his duty. And of course, to avoid ambiguity, I'm amending the ruling that all commissioners be put on oath.
Who's the chairperson is here?
Please speed up that process. We finished that. Yes.
I, Shefa Rukwago, affirm that the evidence I shall give touching the matter before this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Omara Peter Lamex, swear. I, Omara Peter Lamex, swear by the Almighty God that the evidence I shall give touching the matter before this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I, Smeo Mwangansuga, swear by the Almighty God that the evidence I shall give touching the matter before this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I, Stephen Vasaliza, swear by the Almighty God that the evidence I shall give touching the matter before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I, Atuhaire Jakre Truabkurkuru, swear by the Almighty God that the evidence I shall give touching the matter before this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I, Crispin Kaheru, swear by the Almighty God that the evidence I shall give touching the matter before this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. To the witnesses or visitors, you are also free to use the other table behind. And finally, yes. Yes. Now, let me clear this out of the way. Just 1 minute per commissioner, then I open up from this side to that side. Now, commissioners, on 27th July 2026, while appearing before Park COSASE, matters concerning the Uganda Human Rights Commission, partly within the Auditor General's report, and also partly from the observations and publications within the media. In your specific reference to tribunals, which is minuted and well recorded by the committee, you attributed the failure for Uganda Human Rights Commission to convene tribunals and hear human rights cases on the chairperson of the commission, Mariam Wangadya. It is not at leisure that a witness submits one statement and changes the statement. We must interrogate the intention and purpose. Otherwise, we value every sitting of our committee, and we value every information we receive in our formal engagements. We are an accountability committee, but as well with all the powers of a committee of parliament. And as we sit, it is Parliament of Uganda sitting and transacting. It is not casual submission and deliberation. Now I want to put you back on record to substantiate your submission of 27th July and today on why the committee, the commission, tribunals are not sitting, and where you falsely, you may have falsely made a submission against the chairperson. You also clarify the intention. Otherwise, we still hold your submission on our record as part of your submission. Try to assist us understand as to whether there is a contradiction or whether there is a change of mind or whether you were actually just lying to the committee for your own reasons. I want to start with the... I start with... let them first be on record, then you engage. Yes? Okay. Commissioner Lukwago.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, on that day I was asked why we don't go for tribunals. And my answer was, I have no powers to convene the tribunals. And I said the powers are vested in the chair only to convene the tribunals. And I still stand by what I said on that day. I'm available and I'm waiting for the invitation and cause list so that I can sit into the tribunals.
We shall interrogate their submission at once. Yes, the next commissioner.
The Honorable Chairperson, on that material day, I was asked who chairs the Human Rights Commission Tribunal, and I did say it's the chairperson of the commission. I was also asked the reasons why we may not be holding tribunals, and I did say, among other things, it is resources, and the resources are mainly required for, number one, we get salaries. That is true, as has been mentioned. We even have vehicles, all of us. We need resources only for fuel, subsistence, and accommodation. And we get per diem of 280,000 per night. So these are the resources which I was indicating and clarifying we need. Thank you.
The next commissioner.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Vice Chair and members. Honorable Chair and members, allow me to give a broader picture so that you can understand what is happening in Uganda Mass Commission. Myself and these two colleagues of mine seated here, we found out that things were not going well in the commission. And we wrote a dossier to the appointing authority, that is Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda. The dossier is dated the 12th February 2026. We have all the details with the use of tribunals and the rest inclusive. From there, Honorable Chair and members, we went one extra mile and we met the Inspector General of Police. Sorry, Inspector General of Government. I beg your pardon. That is Lady Aisha Narule Batara. That was on 4th March 2026. And then we presented a dossier. We had a meeting with her and it's assured us that it's going to take up the matter. That same day, it's opened up a file, an investigation file. If I quote the reference, headquarter, stock CO stock 187 stock 200 stock 2026. So opened up file. From there, on 26th of March 2026, the IGG wrote to the Secretary Uganda Human Rights Commission, PO Box 4929 Kampala, subject: investigations into the allegation of maladministration, corruption, abuse of office in Uganda Human Rights Commission. The letter is here. The IGG went ahead and appointed 2 investigators to investigate this matter. Whatever you are talking about, and good enough for now, and members, whatever the Attorney General captured in that report is included within our dossier to the President and the IGG. I think at the moment I can stop here. Thanks a lot.
Assist us to internalize the dossier. What relates to tribunal meetings? What did you say?
The truth of the
Because
matter,
you are referring to a document.
the 1.4 billion things, the money was mismanaged. The details are all the details are here. Altogether,
how much?
The 1.4 billion money, the supplementary budget which was given us, the money was mismanaged. My colleague here can add on because we are 3 of us.
Okay, let your colleague add on.
Before you go there.
No, let them finish. Let them finish. Continue.
Thank you, Chair. I first thank you for allowing us to say something and explain what we said the other time. But I would like to say we have not changed our mind because we had now gone on accountability issues, not on what you asked about the chairperson. I can say whatever we said, I remain stand to that. And more so on the tribunal. The tribunal is consisted by the chairperson and 3 members. And it is the chairperson who selects the team to be on which tribunal. Therefore, for me, since I took my own oath, that time we have not been having tribunal. Then I said, when the secretary avails the resources, I didn't say we don't have resources. If the secretary has not facilitated us, we cannot go for a tribunal, and a tribunal which has not been constituted. So I stand by that we have not been going for tribunals because the chairperson in her capacity and the accounting officers have not facilitated us. So we could not force ourselves on a tribunal. So I stand to that. Then additionally, we said there's something wrong with the commission. We have never had a commission meeting since March. And I don't know how a commission of the Uganda Human Rights Commission, which I tell you I'm a 2nd-time commissioner. And if I look, I'm a bit senior in many capacities and a retired colonel. We have integrity. We have experience. I don't know whether we are sick, but we can be tested even here. Whatever the case, that aside, we are here. Whatever you may want to do. So, we are here.
Proceed, Commissioner.
So, Chair, really, when we said the commission is at a standstill, we are not lying because the documents are there. The President knows. The Director General also knows. The Director for such knows. Major Magambo of the CID, there's nobody who doesn't know, including here. So there has been a crisis. And me, when we came, I thought it was Auditor General. So the crisis is there. Now I want to really take this opportunity, if you allow Chairperson, to greet my Chairperson, who I've never met since March.
You have never met?
I've never met face to face, or I hear in office, and
I'm allowing you to greet.
Honorable Chairperson.
Come and shake hands. Come and. Oh, you wave.
I'm okay with you greeting him without.
Okay, you greet.
Without shaking hands.
Okay.
So Chair, we have not been. Let me add on, other than the budget. I know they will present it better.
Yes.
Because my role as a chairperson, I have nothing, I mean as a commissioner, I have nothing with accountability issues. It is the secretary and his team, and maybe the immediate supervisor, who is the chairperson. Since that time when our chairperson came from the alleged resignation, but as a lawyer I know it was a resignation, they can't be intent to resign. Because even the 56 tells us how a commissioner can resign. If I want to resign, I don't think President Hussein will say, don't go. Why not? So to me, I thought, since I'm not seeing the chairperson, she had resigned, and up to now it is you have clarified. So after coming back, as she said, there was a meeting of the political parties. Our colleague, Dr. Lulume Baiga, and Akena and others all met. We were in office, but the commissioners were not involved. We were just there. Then we started saying, what is this? If you cannot bring us, you have come back.
So you are saying the chairperson met political party leaders
without any commission.
Herself. You had no input.
You had no input. Then later on, when you invited us, at least you can testify. You were here. She did not come. And in the Human Rights Commission committee, they went alone. And you saw what happened. They said we'll come back. So in short, financial management cannot take place if there is no coordination and teamwork. And actually, it should be us, as members of the commission, to know each and everything. So we cannot say this one has gone wrong, there's no money. Maybe the technocrats know there was money. How it was appropriated, we don't know. But also here, I have a letter which was given to a response over conflict in the financial management. This letter was written to the then secretary, and I'm happy that you should call her. If you don't call Madam Lucy Jang, you will not know. It is even which led to her sacking, which was also done arbitrarily, because we even petitioned public service. Because you have asked, he who seeks equity comes with a clean hand. So we are telling you what is there. Let us not cover things around. I'm happy the members of parliament here are saying what is the problem. So in this letter which I have, February 17, 2026.
Maybe you avail the committee with all the documents you have referred to, all of the commissioners.
We shall. One to the president, one to the IGG, one to...
Yeah, we want a copy of all those documents.
We have them. So you can see the problem is bigger. Whether...
Summarize the content. Summarize what was the content there. What was your...
the content here, okay, of the headline. Response issues raised concerning my conduct as accounting officer. Because there was a between the accounting officer and the chair, and it was about finances. Money. And she had to leave, and in that time we saw things are going wrong. We said we should not die in the game when we are not part of the...
Okay, let me hear from the other commissioner.
So,
let me hear from the other commissioner. It will be this service not to hear from all. Yes, Madam Commissioner. We need all those documents on file.
Thank you very much, Chair.
You want to look at it? Yeah, you can submit. Secretariat, someone assist the commissioner to submit. Yes, Madam Commissioner.
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. The whole issue in the commission stems from the around, and money is doing other things which are not core mandate. Then I don't know what we are doing. So you are saying instead of budgeting or planning for the core mandate, the money is spent elsewhere. On what? On travel abroad. People will be traveling in a year like 6 times. Same people. There is, I don't know, classes, because I only traveled once since I've been on this commission, and I went to Nigeria, and they made sure I went to economic class, and I went to 6 countries roaming in the economic class. Anyway, that's not the point. So when we saw that things were going wrong in the commission meetings, by the way, which are also very hard, because you ask the secretary who has been there, can we have a commission meeting, which is also supposed to be called by the chair? First and foremost, by the way, we are supposed to scrutinize the budgets. We are supposed to look at those financial statements, which we don't. Because if we were doing that internally, then some of those things would be addressed. But me, honorable members, I can assure you the problem we are facing right now is from the top. Is that the chair from onset didn't want teamwork. From onset, she thought that she can run this commission on her own, her alone as a person. So she picked one director, this story. No wonder she is now holding two offices at the same time. Nansa. Okay? And picked another commissioner. They are Crispin Kahero. They are the people that travel. They are the people that go in meetings. They are you just stay at home, you don't know what to do. You come every day, you come in office, but you are irrelevant. Why are we irrelevant on this on the commission?
You are saying the chairperson transact with only the director, legal, and one commissioner?
Yes. So we were like now, and most importantly, if they were not even eating money, maybe we would have kept quiet. But you are not meeting and money is being eaten. And you wonder one day, the appointing authority will call me and say, Jacqueline, is this the reason why I appointed you on this commission? So we wrote that, we became whistleblowers on our own commission so that we can put these things to light. Now when we come here to you, honorable members, please do help us. Mike is gone.
I conclude.
So basically for me, well, this committee was not furnished with this document, but this document we gave it to another committee of legal and parliamentary.
What document is that?
Our whistleblower document. The one that
signed by who and who?
Signed by Honorable Commissioner Simeon Subuga, Basariza Stephen, and Honorable Tire Jacqueline. Some of our other commissioners, we called them in the meetings that we were going to. Especially Shifra would give, say, I'm not around, but I will see what you people would be discussing. But then for us, we went ahead and said, no. Muruganda tuja kwekubira omurange ense ejja kuwulira. I'm sorry.
So let's go to the last commissioner.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, to respond to your question, I am a member of one of the panels of the tribunal, and Chair, once I receive a cause list and the schedule for my panel for the tribunals, I normally comply. And I think it is on record that I have not missed any sitting of any tribunal once it is convened. Now, in law, it's the chair who is the statutory head of the commission, and individually as members, we cannot unilaterally convene or constitute ourselves into a tribunal. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, lastly, and then open up, Madam Chair, any quick response on any of the above? Some clarity? No. Let's hear from the let's hear from the chair.
All I can say is it's not true that I always seek to work alone. What I can say is currently we cannot pretend that the situation is perfect. The work environment is not very friendly. And that's why even the meeting mentioned, maybe as an example of chairperson working alone, when I met heads of at least 8 opposition political parties, I met them with the staff. I did not invite members of the commission. The environment is not friendly, to say the least.
Thank you. Now I'm opening up this side.
Thank you so much.
Let me start. We are going to go in a line, and then please be recording, especially on any reference to a particular office. Be recording. So let's start.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. My name is Didan Muvanjizi. I represent the people of Wekura South. Mr. Chairman, today we must first of all welcome our colleagues. Thank you so much for coming back today in a better state. You should know that this committee has a mandate to summon everyone, including the chairperson who had not appeared the other time. Mr. Chairman, my observation is that this commission clearly has a management crisis. As you have seen from the commissioners, it is true that they are actually divided. There is a clique of those who are closer and are performing duties, which duties may not actually be that official, because some people are sitting, some people are taking money, while others are home sleeping. Mr. Chairman, one commissioner noted clearly that since March there has not been a single meeting by a commissioner by the commission for whatever reasons. That is a big anomaly. Since 2024, it is true that no tribunal has sat. It is also true 2025. I beg to be corrected, Mr. Chairman. I want to ask the chairperson, how much money would you need to conduct or have a sitting of a single tribunal about this sensitive institution? Yes, when you look at your financial statement, we will see on page 12 that actually you have a challenge with insufficient funding from government. But how much do you need to at least consider having a single tribunal sitting in 1 year? Number two, I want to also talk about the cases, how they are registered, and how you follow up the cases. One of the commissioners noted out clearly that you have now since launched, or you are about to launch a better system that registers these cases. Is it true, therefore, that actually since 2024 there hasn't been any case registered, and they are just piling on top of the others that have already been existing and not attended to? I beg to submit, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Batua.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, colleagues, and our witnesses. Madam Chairperson, I want to know whether your mind agrees with mine, especially when it comes to be true that the biggest problem or the biggest challenge before your institution is actually finance. You're poorly financed. According to our constitution, these fundamental, the national objectives and directive principles of state policy in the constitution, and this is 5, fundamental and other human rights freedoms. Your entity is supposed to be independent. And here it states clearly that the state shall guarantee and respect institutions which are charged by the state with responsibility for protecting and promoting human rights by providing them with adequate resources to function effectively. Now, look at what we call adequate resources for you to function effectively. Let's go to page 12. But before, let's start with page 17, the statement of appropriation. So that you see what government gave you to function effectively. You know, some of these struggles and exchanges are arising out of no finance. You do not have a budget to carry out tribunals. and your members of the commission are requiring you to call for the meetings. So if you don't have a budget to call for these meetings, effectively you can't call the meetings. You get it? So the problem is in appropriation. Now, you asked for 20 billion, if you're there on page 17. And I remember I was in that meeting when you came with your policy statement, and we highlighted that the budget before us doesn't have any budget line to support the activities you're supposed to do, including the key activities of doing investigation of violence, of visiting these detention places. You didn't have budget line for those activities. And in that talking, money was added, 10.4 billion. Now the 10.4 billion, we can see here on page 12, in your financial performance statement, how you spent it. Just as the other day, she's called Madam Nsamba, Nansamba, she was highlighting challenges of human resource. I can see most of that money went to compensation of employees for the staff. I think that is salary plus your NSSF. That is about 5 billion went into that. Then the other 4 billion went into goods and services. So we see an agency that didn't have money to do its key tasks. And this could be a challenge of the technical team. How do you do your budgeting? Why do you come to us and ask for only salaries and you do not ask for money to do these technical tasks? Your kind of work is peculiar in a way, in that you're supposed to go to the field. And it's government policy. For one to go to the field, you need the hotel, per diem. I think subsistence, there's a language you use, but all that has to be covered. And I think these tribunals may not be sitting there, you sit in the field, you get it. So please, accounting officer, you'll give us a very strong response on the challenges you've had while budgeting, because there is no budget line to fund activities, and to me, that is where all these problems are starting from. Last but not least, in that year, I can see that there was money sent back. In as much as there is a challenge of money, but I see still there is money sent back to the consolidated account, about 700 million. In other entities we've faced, it has been a challenge of finance releasing money late. Is it the same in your entity? And then let me wind up with this. I see a grave lack of coordination. I think there was excitement, in my view, in the country. And you would feel like Madam Wangadya is very much responsible for the failure of some of these meetings. But from the information we are now getting, especially now that you've taken oath, and the financial statements we've interacted with, you can see an element that there is facts that are above her control, that are beyond her control, especially the finances. Now,
Honorable,
if you know
what is your
why
question?
did you communicate?
What is your question?
I'm interrogating
If
coordination
you have to
and
give
communication.
evidence, no. Let me guide. Where you have evidence, we could allow you, but yes, order.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. And of course, before I go to my order, I want to thank Honorable Tuma for being the counsel for the chairperson. But the order I'm putting across, the order I'm putting, wouldn't it be in order, Honorable Chair, if we received the justification for which they provided to get the 10 billion? Because if it's a supplementary, there is a justification to it. Then that justification would drive us to whether they diverted from the reason for acquiring the 10 billion, or they stick to it, and then would either start sympathizing to join Honorable Tua or would remain as COSASE. Isn't it in order that way, Honorable Chair?
Chairperson, before you rule, I want to clear my name. No, I'm not the counsel of the chairperson. I'm a member of parliament seated on Park COSASE doing oversight, and a very objective one. And I'm now realizing in the budgets, because they've given us their financial statements, that there is no budget line to fund the activities the commission is demanding. And it is our duty as parliament to fund this agency effectively.
Thank you.
I beg to submit.
Let's move to Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, the Human Rights Commission is supposed to be the champion and the defender of human rights. But it is my disappointment that internally they are scratching each other. I don't know what image you sent to the public in the first case. Madam Chairperson, it's a crisis. As the head of institution, it's not a good picture you are displaying here. Mr. Chairman, my colleague here was defending them. But we need to understand their priorities when it comes to budgeting. Because what we see here, like on page 14, you'll see, which is talking of 7.2 billion. 7.2 billion.
Honorable, whoever accesses the mic, use 2 minutes and we move fast.
Okay.
Be spot on.
Oh,
yeah.
So you'll find that they spent 7.2 billion on foods. I don't know if you didn't have meetings, these foods were being consumed by who? So, Mr. Chairman, the issue is simple. We need to understand their priorities in their budgeting.
So they spent how much on food?
7.2 billion.
7.2 billion.
On foods and services. But and there were no meetings. Goods.
Yeah.
There were no meetings, but they were spending.
Accounting officer, please take note. Let's move on, Honorable Kim. 2 minutes. Let's be spot on.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Chiza Hakim, Saula Member of Parliament, Bukoto South Constituency, Rengo District. Mr. Chairman, there is something which is disturbing my mind. I have seen the chairperson, Madam Wangadya, complaining about the appointing authority that did not support her. At some times, he even shed tears about that. I'm just imagining what these people who submitted their files, their cases for all that long, the cases which are not handled, I'm just imagining what they are feeling. If you, the chairperson, can feel that the appointing authority did not support you, you even shed tears. I'm just imagining, what do you feel about these people? Number two, Mr. Chairman, I'm asking about this 10 billion. The supplementary. Did you submit an application for a supplementary budget without a financial plan? If you had a financial plan, did you have a vote of the tribunal issues of sittings? If you had it, what was the amount of that, that vote? And what did you do with the money? So, and again, this supplementary application, what was the financial year? Which financial year did you tender in this supplementary application?
Thank you, Honorable Senator. 2 minutes, let's be fast.
Thank you, Chair. I am Salongo Richard Senteza from Lugazi. Mine is a quick one, Mr. Chairman. The first one.
Use well the microphone. Pull it up.
Mr. Chairman, mine is a quick one and it emanates from Article 51(2) of the Constitution, which provides that the chairperson of the Uganda Human Rights Commission
shall be a judge of the High Court or a person qualified to hold that office. And the chairperson is fully aware that justice delayed is justice denied. If we have cases of 10 years and above, which have not been attended to by the commission, do you still think that the commission is executing its duty in protecting human rights of the most vulnerable Ugandans? Secondly, after all the submissions, Mr. Chairman, of the colleagues and our distinguished guests, and in line with Section 4 of the Human Rights Commission Act, I am of the considered opinion that all the blame, or part of the blame, substantial part of the blame, is put on the chairperson for not doing what she's supposed to do. Mr. Chairman, don't you think it's high time this section is revised to the effect that even in the absence or without the will of the chairperson, the commission can go on to conduct its work, because it has come out clearly that everyone is saying that if the chairperson doesn't act, the commission doesn't act. And then lastly, Mr. Chairman, I would request the Honorable Chairperson to address her mind to Article 51(2) of the Constitution, 56, and then Article 1442 of the Constitution.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe just for clarity, at this point we cannot apportion any blame. At this level, we are trying to interrogate and make findings at the appropriate time with the evidence. But for now, it's part of the interrogation. I just wanted to guide. Yes.
Chair, thank you. Robert Secretary is my name. The chair, my concerns are like, one, the director legal hinted on something that they don't have enough motorbikes, transport and what, and yet the Auditor General's report on page 8 is indicating that they don't have a policy to manage and have a track of their assets, and that one is causing maybe insufficient to serve the purpose of what is intended to. Another one, even that is maybe calling for the non-utilization of assets of human rights, like land. It's showing that most land is not under use. Everyone is just taking advantage. Like Buganda Road land, I've seen something which is not clear. So, other question, through chair, human rights as a commission, what are you proud of? That's where you can think that to prove to this committee that in these areas you have not been doing well, but in this particular area, at least the country can stand with us so that we can get to know. Last one. There is also an allegation that Director Legal, you sit in your own chambers and you dismiss cases at your own ambition. You just see that this one, when you peruse it through alone and say now, and now that one, no, it does not stand. You just dismiss. And that's why you have managed to set a number of cases without hearing them. You'll just tell us about that. And I think with that we can stop there.
Thank you. 2 minutes. Let's be quick. Just be spot on.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Elia Bunatulinda once again, MP Ndogwa West. Chair, the voice of the people is the voice of God. And when we are here, we are actually the people's voice. That means God is listening to us very well. I want to encourage the Uganda Human Rights Commission to ensure that in whatever you do, always remember the day when you took oath to take responsibilities over that entity. That having been said, there is this particular issue on Buganda Road. The land is very prime. I have seen on page 8 of this response, you are talking about having entered into a feasibility study about the public-private partnership. But we've had instances before where PPs are entered into and the private investor, after investing in a lot of money, is actually disturbed. I want to know whether, as you say in your response, that you've concluded this report. Two things. One, a copy of that feasibility study should be given to this committee. A copy of the land title on that Uganda Road. Because the land is very prime, you may find that you are planning to enter into this PPP when actually you don't have a title. So I want you to present also a copy so that we know that what you are actually following up is the truth and we can be sure of what we are entering into as a country. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Let's move quick. It's not a must that we are following the line. If you are ready, if you're not ready, we just skip.
For the record, my name is Samuel Bejira. I represent Central Region Youth. And through you, Chairperson, it was very clear by the Honorable Commissioners that the money in the Uganda Human Rights Commission is there. It is just roaming around. And I want to draw your attention to page 5 of the Auditor General's report, where he said that the Commission did not reserve any part of its procurement budget according to the PPDA guideline number 11 of 2024, which requires every entity to reserve at least 15% of its annual procurement budget to special interest groups. And that is the youth, women, and people with disabilities. So through you, Chairperson, I would like to know, I would like the accounting officer to be on record and tell us, because the attached procurement work plan is very microscopic and I could not really see whether these special interest groups in any way they were, addressed, if that issue of them having a 15% on the procurement budget reserved for them was really undertaken by the Uganda Human Rights Commission. Thank you so much.
Special interest groups, we are part of the address number 3. I think that is under 1.
Yeah, it is
under paragraph
on page
1.
5.
But it does no harm if they have a quick response. Only that we have so fast started with number 3, paragraph 3. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, for me, I want to know, maybe the mandate of the Uganda Human Rights Commission is to protect and promote human rights. If they can't account for themselves, how will they seek accountability from police, UPDF, and other agencies of government if they can't account for themselves? Then, the other thing, when you read their responses, they also get some donation from other agencies outside the Uganda. We want to know, in financial year 2024-2025, how much money did they receive and its allocation, and why are they failing to capture that money, and who accounts for it? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Naki.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. I'm the Chief Julius, MP for Wangadya County East. For now, I'm addressing specifically point 3 that we're on. Now, last time, when these people appeared here, Commissioner Shifra, there's something she said. They appeared on 22nd of July. 27. And yes, 27. And then there was a question put to them why they were not addressing these issues. And they said the tribunal was not sitting because the chairperson was always away. Then you asked specifically Shifra, I remember, when they last met with the chairperson or talked, and she said she cannot remember the last time they talked with the chairperson or when they last met. Now, soon after our meeting, I was on the official Twitter account of Uganda Human Rights Commission, which still I have it here, where Shifra is in the office of the chairperson with her mother, interacting with the chairperson. That was on, this interaction was on 20th of July. But on 27th, she was saying she doesn't remember when she last talked to the chairperson. So, did you lie, this committee?
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Sewum.
Mr. Chairman, I want
Don't
to thank
worry,
you.
you respond.
I want to thank you for giving us
Any
this
matter
time.
touching your name, you have a right to respond.
We have had the time with these people. And once you hear what is within them, what has been coming out, the only remedy to this challenge is a forensic audit on this entity. Because a forensic audit will capture all those areas that require attention. First of all, look at the responses they gave. I don't know, but this committee has no other remedy. Because even what they have submitted cannot generate a report. But what is better is having a forensic audit by the Director General on this entity, and that will solve once each.
Yes.
Is the senior colleague? No, I don't need to talk about terms. Is a senior colleague in order to say that we recommend for a forensic audit before we internalize the Auditor General's reports. It is out of our reports that he has already passed the judgment, even before we finalize the Auditor General's reports.
Let me guide you on that. I think by way of submission, by way of submission to the committee, he will be in order. But for purposes of recording, it's not a resolution. It is captured as a submission by a member.
Thank you, Chairman. You see, you are saying I'm a senior, and I'm giving some advice. You are retracting. So where is my seniority? What comes out of committees, and why we specifically use Section 1, Article 163, 164, plus the Audit Act is basically for that, plus the Financial Institutions Act. I am saying that as a committee, we can generate, and it's very key, because once what you are seeing here, what you have heard, we came for audit, we are in policy, which is not wrong for the committee. But this entity needs a forensic audit, and it's not sinful. It's our recommendation. Because me, I'm insisting as I conclude, whether you like it or not, these people giving us their documents as they are was deliberate. Was deliberate. Giving us documents which are not matching. They know what to do. You saw as I conclude, let me point without using a finger. This gentleman here, Commissioner, Mr. Wamara, I was with him in the Ministry of Education, in the Committee of Education. He has never given a direct answer to one question. He will always rotate. And that's what he was doing here. Honorable Shifra is my friend. She answered to us as lawyers, Mr. Chairman. I hope you noted that. She responded as an advocate. So Mr. Wamala has always been like that. Then Mr. Crispy Kaheru was coming to answer, but accusations were rotating on him with the three tired people, Nasamba, Kaheru, and the big lady. So all of these can only be sorted out by that. Because I am concluding by this. This committee, with the evidence you have, you will be even forced to meet the fountain. And the committees have done that. To explain why he's not reacting to this challenge. And the president is written to by the clerk. The committee appears before him with all the challenges. Because already this one said, he rang me, said go back to office. That's an audit query on the president. How does he just ring on somebody who wrote a resignation letter? I was in the park, we met him, and we censured the Chibu Makuya, we censured this lady for finance, Saida Bumba, so many of them in this parliament. That's where we did it from.
Yeah, thank
Otherwise, these people are looking funny before us.
Thank you, thank you. You are protected. So you are protected. You are very decent. but that was an opinion. Let's proceed.
For the record, Chairman, I'm Ronald Muhenda, representing the people of Poto Central Division. Our first engagement, and this engagement, to me clearly, the Commission has a leadership crisis. And you cannot move forward, you cannot do anything positive. No wonder we are having your co-mandate not attended to because of leadership. It is my thinking that, and the chairperson has already seen that she has a house that is divided, to work on the leadership question before we move forward. So I equally want to ask the chairperson that, is she really interested in running this commission given her media exploits and the house she has or the commission she sees she's heading? Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable. Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I think there is information we may require from the Commission in order to progress very well. Chair, I have scanned through the Constitution and the Act that establishes the Human Rights Commission. And Chair, when you look at the entire Act that establishes the Human Rights Commission, there are spaces on how their funds are appropriated, and instead the law gives extreme power to the Secretary on the management and determination of how the resources of the Commission are used. But Chair, when you go to the Constitution, Article 52, it requires the established Commission to have internal guidelines on how they operate. It is these guidelines, Chair, that would help us to find out whether the allocation of the resources of the Commission was fair and followed the Public Finance Management Act. It is these guidelines, Chair, that would help us validate and also apportion on who among the duty bearers would carry the specific observations of the Auditor General. So, Chair, in order for us to narrow down to the individuals we want to look at and avoid the chorus of blames, it may be important, Chair, that you demand, through you, we demand for internal guidelines that guide allocation of resources in the Commission. The commissioners are full-time as per the Act. Chair, we need to know what is the output of their full-time for which they are paid. And Chair, when we know whether there are internal checks and balances, we shall, alongside the documents they run with, now find out who in particular we need to look at in relation to the observations by the Auditor General. I so submit, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Mpindi. Then Shimosho, and I will turn this side.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I had the issue of lack of fund in the Commission, and I rushed to see whether really there is that challenge of funds. But I want to draw your attention to a letter that was written on 2nd June 2026, in which they were requesting for updated procurement worker plan for the financial year 25-26. But Mr. Chairman, when you go to the worker plan, you realize that there is a lot of money that I can say was used, which could be used to conduct the tribunals. I will give you examples, Mr. Chairman. I am seeing here the 167 million which was used to procure a ticket of the chairperson to Australia. I am also having another column where 146 million was used to procure a ticket for the chairperson. There is here, Mr. Chairman, 117 million used to procure cleaning services. There is 280 million used to procure security services. I don't know which services are those. There is 90 million for printing, There's the 189 million for office furniture. There's 280 for laptops. You can imagine all these monies that are spent, and the commission is saying they don't have money to facilitate the commissioners just to go and conduct a regional tribunal. 3 commissioners. I don't know how much they get, but if they are going to conduct a regional tribunal and all these monies, Chair, I will invite you to read these. Because of time, I am unable to read each and everything. But a lot of money is spent at will, and things that are necessary for the commission, they are not investing in them, and they come here and say there is no money. Mr. Chairman, I was one of those who fought for this commission to get money. In the last term, when we met the chairperson, and she was crying, money, 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 and then some of us were touched, and we pushed the parliament, and the money was increased, the supplementary was given, but now they are asking permission to update the worker plan, and by updating, they are putting things that they feel maybe they can implement and save something. So I want them to know that this committee cannot go with their argument that the commission has no money to conduct the tribunal. It is, I put it on them that they have failed their mandate.
Timothy.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I don't know, but I would request, if you allow me, to have a direct answer question with the accounting officer, just for a minute.
What's the question?
Raise
your question before we can.
No. It's from within their mandate and the audits, and you not find it harmful, Honorable Chair.
You raise it and we see if it requires an urgent answer.
You have preempted it, Chair, but with your guidance, I'll raise it.
Yes.
Honorable
Accounting
Chair.
officer, beyond them. Accounting officer, switch on your microphone. Let me.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. And of course, maybe the Chair will help him. The Constitution commands them to develop guidelines. It would be in the interest of this committee to be told whether, as a commission, they have developed any guidelines and in which areas.
Please answer quickly.
Do you have any guidelines that you have developed as the Constitution dictates to you?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The answer is yes. We have a complaints handling manual. We have an investigator's handbook. We have a communication strategy. We have a human resource management policy. We have a transport policy. We have a risk management policy. We have an anti-corruption policy, among others.
Do you have a financial?
We have a financial management and procedures manual.
Now, who developed these guidelines?
These guidelines, Honorable Chair, are initiated by the technical department, discussed by management, and approved by the commission.
So, it is yours. You want firmly state to this committee that all commissioners here participated in the process, developed guidelines, and there are those guidelines that you follow.
There is no single guideline in place that was not approved by the commission.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lastly,
summarize your last question.
Lastly, still to the accounting officer, did you get the 10 billion as supplementary?
Yeah, yes, the commission received the 10.4, not
when,
10.
When did you get it?
10.4.
Thank you for the correction. When did you get it?
December 2024.
What was the major basis for which you made the case to get the 10 billion?
Commission planner, we need to summarize this.
Honorable Chair.
Do you have any document in that regard with you here?
Chair, I have a document in relation to the supplementary budget allocation.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Can you summarize it? Why? How? What was the justification?
Chair.
And you submit it to the chair.
Historically, if I can provide the historical background, this commission has been suffering perpetually with inadequate funding. In fact,
no, you summarize that particular one. Let's begin.
The basis, because when you are applying for supplementary, you list 1, 2, 3, 4.
What was the basis of that one? Just
this supplementary.
Chair, everything in this document was wanting, both in terms of administration, general services, and then the core services. The core services being complaints management, civic education.
Do you have a document?
Yes, it's here.
Can you take us through the document briefly? In order of priority, because the document cannot be as generic as you want us to take it. Point 1, major point 2, 3.
Chair, allow me to present this document for analysis by the committee.
You have a copy?
Yes, please.
First.
Honorable Chair, Honorable Chair.
No.
This is his document. He can only submit it when he has taken us through.
I believe has an additional copy. You have one copy?
He can only submit.
Okay. If you have one copy, first take us through, then you submit. Wanted to follow using the same document.
Yeah, okay.
So that we are certain that you are reading what is in the document. But if you have one copy, first take us through. Is there an extra copy? Give us an extra copy here. You continue going through as they get us an extra copy.
Honorable Chair, the supplementary budget request was actually for 33 billion, but government provided 10.4 billion.
It's okay.
So, like I said, all services of the commission were perpetually underfunded. But I'll take you through this. I'll take you through as follows.
Honorable Chair, I hope you will guide us as he reads the priority.
But I think it is a big one. Now that we have a copy, focus on where is your area. Yes, prioritize on your focus area.
I don't want to help him. I want him. I want to get him in his own game, because they are crying of money.
Yes. And
the law is clear on their mandate. You cannot ask for a supplementary, address other issues when your core mandate is not addressed. Honorable Chair, it does not happen anywhere in any government institution. The government directed that they should remove unfunded priorities because those are not priorities. And that's why I want to take him. What was so itching for him that he asked for a supplementary, and how did he apply it? That's why I want him to take us item by item.
I think I can defer this. We need to have copies. It is a bigger document. I don't think we shall exhaust these matters today, but at least for now, we have received a copy. We rather get copies and saturate. We go through together as a team. Honorable Musisi.
Thank you, Chair. Two things. First of all, Director, Legal and Complaints, you mentioned about the closed cases since the full constitution of the Commission. You talked about 109, 224, and 210 in 2024, which is a total of over 300 cases. Would be interested to know, were those all closed as a result of a tribunal hearing where there is a decision by a tribunal? That means a conclusive hearing and a decision taken on whether to award or dismiss. We want to know how many of those cases were, because there have been complaints of cases being summarily handled and dismissed without reaching the tribunal. So out of over these 300 cases, we'll be interested in knowing which of those went through a decision and where we can get a ruling from the tribunal. Secondly and lastly, and this goes to all of you commissioners, the mandate of the Human Rights Commission is very rich and wide. And at a time when we've had a number of complaints. First of all, one of your major mandates, you can even investigate Article 52A, mandates you to investigate even on your own, even if you see a report or a media report that a person is missing. You don't even need to wait for a complaint. That's the first mandate before you even go to tribunal. At a time when we have all sorts of cases of missing persons, of abductions, of incommunicado detentions, of torture, that the nation, what the nation is seeing, is bickering over trips, over not greeting each other. I don't think that you owe the public a bigger duty. So many of us, and I want to join Honorable Mpindi, many of us were one of those who was also agitating, even outside Parliament, for the increment in the budget, for the appointment of a chairperson, because the nature of human rights violations are gross. Someone comes when they are being tortured, they can't work anymore, they are seeking compensation. Even to wait for 5 years without a hearing is an abuse in itself, is a violation in itself. It's even a further violation that with all this that is happening, money aside, and yes, we know the complex of money, even that is rebuttable, the issue of whether it's money, because people are saying we've not even had a commission meeting for 5 months. That doesn't require money, because you are paid salaries and you sit in offices. To investigate, to visit areas of detention, this audit report says in 1 year you didn't visit a single military detention. That doesn't require as much money as a tribunal hearing. In another year you had visited 2 detention facilities. So who is going to take responsibility? And this is a question to commissioners for looking at the mandate that the commission has in the constitution, looking at the violations happening in the country, and the paralysis that is happening in management.
Thank you. Now, back to this side. Just Director Legal, just a quick one. Just clarify. Do you have the power to dismiss cases as alleged by and within the submission of some members? Do you have the powers, and if so, where do you derive such powers?
Thank you, Chair. I do not have the powers to dismiss cases, and any closure of files administratively has arisen from a decision of the tribunal.
So all cases are only closed?
I simply communicate the position of the Commission, because under the Uganda Human Rights Commission procedure rules, the Director of Complaints, Investigations and Legal Services serves as the registrar to the tribunal.
Okay. So, Madam Chairperson, as you respond to all arising issues before you go to the accounting officer, harmonize for us how are cases closed without investigation, and if any, and to take us through quick responses for all matters that were concerning your office or your person.
Without investigation, maybe this is the issue of admissibility. There are cases which are outside our mandate, and those which are meant for other institutions, which are not investigated at all. Let me give examples. Employment-related cases, breaches of contract, accident cases or cases of negligence, which are brought as torture, debt recovery cases, land disputes, and then cases which are time-barred or brought outside the limitation period, and so many others of that nature. We don't have to investigate such a case before taking a decision on it. And I don't know whether that is sufficient, but to add on what the director said, it's the tribunal session which determines the criteria for cases which we don't have to hear all the way to writing a decision. One such example is cases which are founded on forged evidence. Take, for example, forged medical reports. To avoid encouraging illegalities of that nature, because forgery is a criminal offense. Where we discover that this case is founded on forged medical reports, we cannot go ahead with it, because if somebody can so painstakingly forge medical reports, then how do you believe them on any other issue? So we have an admissibility criteria, and then also policy issues, because we don't want to encourage forgeries. Chair, I have very little to say. A member talked about alleged 70 billion shillings, which was to be donated by the Canadian embassy, and which I'm alleged to have blocked. This is news to me. There is, first of all, I don't know of any embassy which has ever donated this amount of money to the commission, but I'm not aware of this. And why should a resource-starved institution, why would we have blocked this? It would be insanity, really, on my part. And then a question of how much money would we need to convene a single tribunal session? I was guided by the accounting officer that it would be about 50 million shillings. And just to agree with Honorable Batua, that the biggest problem with the commission is poor financing. And most of the others for the accounting officer to respond to. I recognize the concern of members about petty bickering in the commission, and most obliged, Chairman, about what you said, petty bickering in light of serious human rights issues obtaining in the country. I concede that there is bickering, and the Honorable Mohenda talked about a leadership crisis. Indeed, there is a crisis at the Commission, and as I said before another committee, there is no way of sugarcoating this. There is a leadership, let me say there is a crisis. If we are to define leadership to mean the chairperson and the commissioners, there is a leadership crisis. And to conclude this, Chairman, as I hand over to the accounting officer, after my aborted resignation, I call it aborted because it was rejected by the appointing authority. I was required to write a brief to him, which I did, and it touches on this, among others, this internal bickering, and I'm waiting for guidance from him. And on that note, I want to thank you, Chairman and members, for having endured us since 9 a.m. Let me now hand over to the...
Maybe, Madam Chair, before you hand over, from the comments and submission of commissioners, we need to learn from you. And you are also alluding to the fact that there is internal bickering. You have also written to the appointment authority or appointing authority. Now, assistants appreciate, now that you are the chairperson, according to your own statements, what have you done to seek harmony beyond reporting, whatever you may report? For us, we want to judge you as someone in chairing a commission, and before you are commissioners, one said he was happy to get an opportunity of even greeting you, and you also honorably responded that you can wave and greet at a distance. Now, yet we expect you to transact, and already you receive taxpayers' money as a commission. Internally, the last meeting they were reporting, as if reporting that you even didn't invite them much as they were in office while meeting political party leaders. We want to look at your strategy of restating harmony within the commission. In the meantime, away from, they also have a dossier they send to so many offices. You also have a brief to the appointing authority. But for us now, we are interested in the normal day-to-day transaction, because all of you still earn probably salary and emoluments, and you still transact on behalf of the commission. Internally, what are the efforts? What is your strategy? We want to see a ray of hope in the meantime as well.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for this question. I know you mean very well for the commission. You want us to do better. You want us to succeed. In fact, the starting point is to concede that there is a problem. I concede that there is lack of harmony, or very little harmony, at the commission. In appearing before one of the committees of this parliament, I actually apologized to parliament, to the appointing authority, and to the people of Uganda. And in my words, I said, we have let you down. I think that is the starting point, to admit that there is an issue. And internally, what have I done to try to reinstate harmony? Chairman, without going into too much detail, I approached one of these commissioners, whom Honorable Sewungu described in perhaps not very palatable terms, but maybe that is the nature of the person I was looking for. And I approached this member of the commission for a number of reasons. I chose him. And I said, please, can you try to, among us as adults, the Constitution describes us as people of integrity and high moral standing. And I said, as people who are described by the Constitution in those terms, we can on our own try to initiate an amicable resolution of the conflict. I remember telling him, even when it comes to interstate conflicts, that Iran is at war with America. But they are talking somehow. And I also talked about what I call the confidence building measures. I talked about de-escalation. And this member of the commission said it was okay, he welcomed it. In fact, he even went on to identify a mediator. A mediator, a man of high repute, with a strong CV, and that is the immediate former Solicitor General, Mr. Atoke. So, those were the steps I took at that point. So, maybe we have not gone very far, but just to update you that yes, I'm concerned and I took steps for de-escalation and reconciliation.
Maybe to pick it from there, commissioners, all of you access the microphone. Do you have any problem with reconciliation? One by one.
Before the reconciliation, I had something that was itching.
Let's first start by this.
That the Vice Chair asked about the complaints. I heard the Director saying, first and foremost.
No, let me first sort this one out about reconciliation. Then we shall return on the other substantive issues. You have any problem with reconciling as commissioners because you are still in office?
About my point, so let me go to the reconciliation bit.
Yes, we shall remind you of the other point.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for taking that step, because as our leader, we have also been looking forward for when you will initiate and want a working relationship. I even fasted for 20 days to make sure that at least they can be harmony and we can start working. Because, Chair, as you know right now, we have a number of staffs whose contracts are expired. Those staffs are working illegally. We need to have a commission meeting so that we can renew their contracts. We have urgent business that we need to do. Now, you talked about that reconciliation. I remember between us as commissioners, we gathered in the office of Commissioner Omara. Me and Commissioner Kaheru. And we went into that meeting so that we see the way forward. We started looking for names of elders in this land who have a standing, who can put us together so that we can be able to mediate. We suggested retired General Salim Sari. And we went ahead and called his ADC, who advised us to write a letter to him so that we can go for mediation. And I can assure you that letter never came up. The ADC kept on calling 3 times for 2 days looking for that letter.
So your challenge is they prefer, because she talked about a different mediator.
Yes,
you are
don't think
talking about a different mediator.
In the face of it, she really means it. She doesn't.
No.
Because
do you have a
problem?
A minute. Do you have a problem with the mediator she proposed?
Where is he?
Let's go to the other commissioner.
Where is the mediator?
Let's go to the other commissioner. Who knows the mediator? Yes?
Who knows the mediator?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We don't have any problem with reconciliation. We are very eager and waiting to reconcile with our chairperson for the good of this country. As my colleague has mentioned, even the 10.4 billion, the finance people had refused to give us that money. But we had to go to the general, in the one who came in and we got that money. And we identified him as the only person who can bring us together because he knows our problems. Are we together? They made only one request. Let the chairperson write to me indicating that he's coming with the World Commission. That letter up to today, the general is still waiting for it. Honorable Chair and members, even that letter goes today. Tomorrow we shall be either in Kapeka or in Gulu meeting the general.
Do you have a problem with her proposed the choice of the mediator? Because
why we are insisting with the other one, that whenever we get a problem, we run to him. Between you and me, if it was not him, we would not have got the 1.4 billion. We went and met him, we spent the whole day there, he called everybody and we got the money. So the only person who can bring us together, we don't need any other person. Thank you.
Let's go to the other commissioner.
Thank you.
The other commissioner.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Mine is just to add on a bit of flesh. During the conflict when it had begun, some of us, I will not mention them, but if you ask, I will. Because after the dossier, people ran to the very same general in Kapeka.
By people you say, you mean who?
The chairperson and Honorable Kaheru. And Honorable Kaheru.
Mr. Chairman, sincerely, some of us here are not beneficiaries of Kapeka. And there is no single day we find me there going to mediate these people. These members here, your guests were on accountability, on financial issues. Now we are, why don't you, only be procedure, okay? You remember Madam Wangadya about Human Rights Committee, which is the policy matter. Why wouldn't it be procedure, okay, Mr. Chairman? We safeguard ours with your powers where we are limited. These people can't find their solution. About Kapeka, State House, then I don't know where else. They know. Otherwise, me now, I'm not a Kapeka beneficiary. I will not be there. And they have written.
Let's first, because it is in our interest to understand their internal measures, so that we have an informed mind. Let's go to the other commissioner. Commissioner, you haven't.
I didn't say something, Honorable Chair, but I do respect Honorable Sawungu, so he politely interjected. So, when the crisis had come, as it is called, some members went to meet General Saleh. He told them, I can't meet you alone unless you are with the whole commission.
Maybe my question is, the chairperson has a proposed choice of a mediator.
Okay, on that one, let me begin with that one. I know the former Solicitor General, Atoke. Chair, yes. I know Atoke is my contemporary. He retired some time back and I know him. So he is a respected person. But where the commission has gone, by rank is below us. Totally below us because they are at the level of permanent secretary. We need somebody of reputable and recognized
So the person proposed by the chair.
That one cannot work because another thing. I have to be
what is your
honest.
problem with that
Another
person?
thing I'd like to be honest. Atoke being my friend, one proposed by Honorable Omara, I don't think can be acceptable to some of us.
Okay, let's hear from the other commissioner. Yes, Commissioner.
Thank you very much, Chair. I have absolutely no problem with any reconciliation efforts to get the institution on the right path. Thank you.
Yes, Commissioner Shifra.
Mr. Chairman, anyone who can really reconcile the commission, me, I'm available, even if it means going to the president, if it means that is how the commission will work together. I'm willing to go anywhere to see that the commission is one.
The last commissioner.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, thank you for making me come again. My name has been mentioned here on these issues, but I will only speak about that of the internal mechanisms we are trying to use to bring us back together. Indeed, I want to thank the colleagues here because they entrusted me in a discussion we held, and we met Honorable Jacklet, Honorable Simeo, Honorable Shifra here, Honorable Kaheru in my office, and we spoke about these things frankly, and we agreed that the commission, we don't only derive our mandate from the constitution, but also from the trust and confidence of the public in us. And unfortunately, our internal issues have gone out into the public. We should try to bring it down and we come back together. The members are all in for reconciliation and for the commission to recover and start doing and undertaking our mandate properly. We agreed on reconciliation, but the approaches now, the members entrusted me to meet the chairperson and give the proposal of mediation, and the chairperson was in for it. She said, please, I give you the blessings, you try, you work with the commissioners, and that's what I've done. But when we met as commissioners, the view was, as explained here, they preferred that it is General Salim Saleh who should preside over the mediation. And I communicated this to the chair. But the chair, okay, when members agreed that we should request for an appointment with General Saleh, it was also agreed between the members as that it should be the chairperson to write requesting for a meeting with General Saleh.
But clarification.
Anyway, I want to end this at this. I want to advise you, the chairperson and the commission, continue exploring avenues of mediation so that you come to terms.
Chairman.
As we also investigate issues to do with the audit.
Chairman.
But because already you are spending and you are transacting on public funds, and matters at stake touches human rights issues in this country. As you don't need to be friends to transact, because by the nature of your appointment, you are picked from different backgrounds and different expertise. I don't think a choice of how to agree on who is the mediator can be bigger than really the issues you have. You must be willing to adjust so that as you transact, you transact as a commission amidst your differences. But for now, accounting officer first proceed and answer the questions, and we see how to proceed. Let accounting officer first also answer.
Just for your emphasis,
yes.
Just give it a last trial, just a simple trial. You asked the Kano to greet her by shaking hands. And if someone thinks of a tribunal, give it another trial. You see how they can shake hands here.
Maybe
then as they move out,
maybe
we shall say there is some ray of hope.
Maybe at
but
the end.
remember, Madam Wangadya said, I can only just try that, Chairman.
Maybe
because you are for
the,
mediation,
at the
and
end.
the Kano could move slowly. You see whether Madam can accept. That's the starting point.
Maybe it is issues to do with the with the head. I'm not pointing at any disease, but
even in mediation, sometimes shaking hands comes at the last.
Yes. Accounting officer, please respond. There are so many issues.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. The Honorable Chair have taken note that in the discussion we've had and the issues raised, some were repetitive in nature. So I will accordingly respond in that.
Yeah, you can join them together.
Yeah. One of the issues raised, the Honorable Chair, is the issue of asset management policy. Honorable Chair, we don't have an asset management policy, which was raised by the Auditor General in this report, but it is something we took seriously, and we have planned to have it in this financial year, and it has been budgeted for. Honorable Chair, the other aspect was about Buganda Road land. The Honorable Member who raised it said that asked us to share the feasibility study report. I want to make a clarification. What we alluded to in our documentation is an inception report. The feasibility study has just commenced, but when it is done, we will be happy to share. I wanted to correct that. The other request was to share with the committee the land titles. The land tenure system governing these titles is leasehold, and we are in the process of renewing the leasehold titles for Buganda Road land, and I speak the process is at the tail end at Kampala Capital City Authority here. We will be happy to share immediately we get them. The other issue raised, Honorable Chair, was about the reservation scheme in our procurement. I request the head of procurement to speak to this.
Procurement. Someone should also assist her with a moving microphone. Technical, where are you?
Thank you, Chair and honorable members, for raising that concern. In the year 2024-2025, the reservation scheme was not applied, and that was not deliberate because the instrument had been introduced in March of 2024. Unfortunately, there was no list of registered beneficiaries. The list was issued on 3rd of March 2025, when the financial was coming to an end, because we were remaining with only 3 months, so we couldn't implement it. But in the year 2025-2026, the reservation scheme was applied, and in the comments that we've been receiving from PPDA, we've been acknowledged for considering that category, and we'll continue considering that category. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, the other issue is the one raised by Honorable Musisi on complaints we are meant to initiate on our own, and a complaint lasting more than 5 years without being heard as constituting an abuse in itself. Whose responsibility is it? Honorable Chair, this is collective responsibility. It falls on the Commission leadership generally. That's what I should say. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Clarification. Thank you. You had one issue, a burning issue?
Somebody has taken
2 minutes. It is on.
Open phone. The Constitution on Article 51 which says that the chairperson, the commission is constitutes a chairperson and members. That's where I'm starting from. Now, I heard that the director legal saying that when she dismissed the 212 cases, that the tribunal, which is actually consisted of us, the commissioners, sat. I want her to show me the commission meeting, because those cases were dismissed on 4th of March, and we had not sat since December.
So, Madam Commissioner,
where
principally you are saying
she doesn't have a commission meeting.
The submission that cases were dismissed on orders and instructed by the commission,
yes,
is
has
that
no
true?
commission minute.
Is that true?
Legal,
we need the supportive information. First of all, on the cases dismissed. Number 2, on proof that there was a communication and a decision by the board.
And there is a commission minute.
What? The commission? So you are saying there was no commission to...
For her to be able to make that decision, the commission has to sit and direct and make a minute. That never happened.
Madam Chairperson?
What the director meant was that the criteria guiding which cases to, let me use the word terminate, because dismissal presupposes maybe a full hearing. The criteria for which cases to terminate was developed by the commission tribunal. The 2 different panels which I have set up. With the 6 members of the commission, we have 2 panels, each panel comprising the chair and 3 members. So the criteria for termination of those hearings was developed by the commission sitting as a tribunal. What the director did was merely to implement a decision of the tribunal.
Mr. Chair.
So on her own, she has no authority to terminate a hearing.
Maybe, Madam Chair, before I say to you of that, part of the documents we wanted to interact to interface with, to have a copy, is the status, the human rights report. Did you carry a copy and you submit to the committee? It will assist us in interrogating
and further
the performance of the
on that issue.
Let us first submit the document. Our technical team assist the chairperson. Pronounce yourself on the documents you are submitting.
Most obliged, Mr. Chairman. The document I'm submitting, one, actually it's already in possession of this parliament. The law provides that every year we present an annual report to the
pull the microphone closer. Yeah.
Yes, so I have here with me the most recent annual report of the Uganda Human Rights Commission on the status of human rights in the country.
Yes.
And in addition, I had prepared a summary because I had been requested to do a presentation and I knew it would be impossible for me to read the entire report, so I do hereby tender.
Okay. Clerk, receive that. Yes, Honorable.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. The accounting officer mentioned about the Uganda road land.
Maybe before I forget, Madam Chairperson, we need copies of those alleged manuals or guidelines which are claimed to be from the commission based on to determine whether to dismiss or continue a case, so that we can interrogate it further. I think we give you up to when?
Mr. Chairman, maybe what I can do is to select some decisions of the tribunal.
No, before the decision, we want the manual, which was approved by the commission.
We have a manual.
Yeah, we want to. Yeah.
Which gives the director the role to communicate those dismissals. It's not her power, but it's just a role of communicating. But the decision to terminate hearings is taken by us, sitting as a tribunal.
Thank you, Chair. Let me conclude my point. Thank you, Chair. I want to get it from the accounting officer. He has not elaborated my point very well and even answered it. I wanted to inquire. You said the lease for the Buganda Road expired and it is under Kampala District Land Board. Kampala District Land Board, from my understanding, the board has been sitting. Can you confirm to this house, I mean for this committee, that up to now we don't have a renewed lease title for the Uganda Human Rights Commission?
Honorable Chair, that is exactly what I said. The process is underway. We have, it is in its final stages. Director Legal is following up this matter.
No,
Pauline, you could explain.
Chairman, I have been in Kampala and I fought for Shimoni. I know what happens in land and Uganda Land Board, sorry. Once you sit, land will be taken. Because for you give letters of no objection. Secondly, this committee cannot come by just telling us. You must produce evidence. And Mr. Chairman, at the right time, I will produce to you the unconcluded 212 tribunals with the particulars of those people to give proof. The person who responded is lucky. I was out of the room shortly, but he would have exchanged in the best currency because this is the core. But I think Chairman must rule. Uganda Land Commission, it is them supposed to fight for their land. The moment they relax, that land will be taken by smarter people in Kampala. You know that.
Thank you. Now,
Chairman,
let me first guide. First of all, when it comes to tribunal sitting, human rights cases, it's one of the core mandates of the commission, so we must interrogate it, and it is equally within the observation of the Auditor General. We cannot conclude on this. I want to adjourn this meeting to Monday night. What is burning? Let me hear from her. Maybe she's the.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I have only two issues. One, I want to make the record straight that it wasn't me who said that I don't see the chair. I work every day and I pass the commissioner's offices, all of them, and I say hello to all of them, including the chair. No, we don't sign. No, we don't sign. And actually, they bear me witness that I say hello to all of them.
Maybe
secondly,
you are still.
And secondly, this committee has powers to instruct the commission because the commission is bigger than all of us. So, for the betterment of the Ugandans, not everywhere that people work from are friends. We are from different backgrounds and we come from different areas. So one may not like the other for one or the other reason, but the organization has to move. So I kindly request, if it's in the interest of my fellow commissioners and the chair, that this committee instructs the commission to sit, even if it means next week, in the commission meeting to address issues pertaining the commission.
Well, let me first guide. Whereas I received the request, at this level we are still in investigation. We can only advise that within your work plan and powers and mandate, transact as a commission. I also want to request and advise that at least in our next interface, you will update us on progress of any possibility that as commissioners you are undertaking efforts to reconcile where possible. But as well, for us, ours is to interrogate observations within the audit report. We shall make appropriate recommendation touching all aspects as we shall establish, given these continuous fact-finding engagements. I want to adjourn this meeting to Monday 17th at 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. Monday 17th August at 2 p.m. So that we can exhaust the other remaining two issues, or 2 or 3, within the Auditor General's report and then the financials. Meeting adjourned. And the Auditor General's report. The Auditor General's report has the number. We only attended to 3. But there's 1, there's 2, and there's 1, 2, and then 3. Then the financials. Yeah.